What if I told you that you could improve your posture, get more energy, and get your fundamental leg strength back with only one static motion that doesn't require any tools or equipment? What if I told you that it also helps blood flow in the pelvis, which is linked to desire and energy? It could appear like a bold set of claims from a medical point of view. But it is founded on very real ideas about how the body works. The horse stance is an ancient stance that a lot of people, especially those over 50, don't know anything about. Don't let yourself be fooled, even if it seems like you're simply standing still. Martial artists and healers have used this stance for a long time, not because of how it looks, but because of how useful it is. It has clinical value since you can perform it anywhere in your home in as little as 2 minutes a day. If you can't perform high-impact activities like running anymore, this is a good choice since it builds great strength without placing too much stress on your joints. But its capacity to educate your mind and body how to be strong may be its most underrated advantage. You may be truly amazed with what this basic hold may do for your hormone regulation, balance, and joint integrity. I'll discuss the science, the why behind the horse stance's effectiveness, in our chat today so you can grasp it and begin utilizing it as a tool to retain your strength, clarity, and calmness as you age. And as we go over these benefits, I'll explain a specific circulatory consequence that is never highlighted in modern fitness but that everyone over 50 should be aware of, so I ask you to stay around. To start, let's be honest. Sustaining leg strength beyond the age of 50 is more vital for maintaining your independence and quality of life than it is for looks. This is an obvious relationship to the age-related decline of muscle mass and function known as sarcopenia. It is the major cause of the significant increase in fall risk and the difficulty of ordinary tasks. By adopting a technique called as isometric contraction, the horse stance directly resists this. An isometric hold comprises stimulating the muscle without modifying its length, in contrast to lifting a weight, which causes your muscle to shorten and lengthen. You are consistently placing tension on the muscle. This is extremely useful because it engages the muscle fibers, especially the slow-twitch fibers that offer stability and endurance, without placing your knee and hip joints under repetitive pressure, which may worsen conditions like osteoarthritis. In essence, it builds an internal brace by strengthening the muscles, tendons, and ligaments that support your joints. This is how you establish a strong, solid lower body that will support you with certainty throughout your life. Your core, the essential pillar of your body, is automatically accessible by this basic strength. The superficial six-pack muscles are not what I mean when I speak about the core. I am referring to the deep, supportive system of muscles that comprises the pelvic floor, the multifidus along your spine, and the transverse abdominis. They work together to produce a natural corset that functions as the basis for all movement and protects your spine. This complete system must engage as you keep the horse stance in order to maintain an upright and stable torso. It's an endurance workout rather than a hard activity like a sit-up. It teaches your core how to support you solidly for long periods of time, exactly what you need to sit, stand, and walk without feeling lower back stiffness. The difference between feeling weak and powerful in your day-to-day life is having a strong, robust core. This is about developing a pain-free, fundamentally sound body from the inside out, not about being pretentious. However, this structural integrity is simply one component of the issue. Our nervous system must intelligently manage it for it to be completely effective, which gets us to the essential issue of proprioception and balance. The horse stance truly begins to shine with this increased control method, going beyond mere physical strength. Balance is a neurological ability as much as a physical function. Proprioception, a complex network of communication between your brain, muscles, and joints that gives you a continual awareness of where your body is in space, sits at the basis of this capacity. One of the primary reasons of the growth in fall risk is the dulling of this vital sense as we age or become less active. This system may be efficiently recalibrated by holding a static, challenging position such as the horse position. Your nervous system is working hard while you're still outside, shifting your feet, ankles, and hips hundreds of times per second to retain your center of gravity. That neural feedback loop is being actively retrained and optimized. Not only does this greater awareness aid you while you're in the pose, but it also quickly transfers into better stability and quicker reflexes in your regular life, whether you're catching yourself after a mishap or negotiating an uneven terrain. It provides you peace of mind regarding your body's capabilities to maintain you. Your hip mobility is intrinsically related to this stability. Chronically tight hip flexors are crucial, but frequently neglected, contributing cause to the chronic lower back discomfort that so many of my patients endure. Their muscles at the front of the hips weaken after decades of sitting, which may cause the pelvis to tilt forward and exert persistent pressure on the lumbar spine. This is beautifully and safely handled by their horse stance. The deep hip flexors and inner thigh adductor muscles encounter a lengthy, low-load stretch as a consequence of the wide-legged posture, which gently stimulates the hip joints to expand. This permits the connective tissues to gradually release tension, in contrast to violent stretching, which may occasionally be hazardous. This may ultimately help with back pain treatment, postural imbalance correction, and the restoration of a more efficient and natural stride. Your entire body moves more freely and with less effort when your hips are free to move. Let's now address the specific circulatory benefit that I previously discussed, the one that is so significant for post-50 quality of life. Supporting your health from below the belt is the purpose here. The horse stance considerably increases the requirement for oxygenated blood owing to the prolonged isometric contraction of the large muscles in your legs and glutes. This naturally enhances tissue perfusion and circulation throughout the pelvic basin. There is a network of important organs, muscles, and nerves in this area. The pelvic floor muscles are vital for bladder control and core stability in both men and women. Maintaining the health and tone of these muscles is helped by enhancing blood flow and gently activating them. Strong vascular health is a key prerequisite for erectile function in guys, and boosting circulation in this location naturally boosts this system. A toned pelvic floor increases women's core strength and supports their pelvic organs more efficiently. This is about fundamental physiology, not promises of miracles. You are fostering a sense of vitality that is crucial to healthy aging by strengthening the tissues in this region via natural, functional movement. Our brain and physiological systems are not improving on their own. It kicks off a chain reaction that impacts our hormonal environment and even our mental health. This takes us to the hormonal response to this specific sort of exercise and the profound relationship between the body and the mind. The physical strain of the horse stance creates eustress, a positive sort of stress that fosters growth and adaptation. Your endocrine system may benefit from this managed challenge. For example, it has been demonstrated that frequent, mindful, low-impact resistance exercise helps manage cortisol, our major stress hormone. Numerous health concerns, such as poor sleep, inflammation, and difficulties regulating weight, are related with consistently increased cortisol levels. Your body releases endorphins, which are strong neurochemicals that naturally boost mood and lessen pain, as it attempts to maintain the posture. This is why, rather than only feeling weary afterward, you might experience a sensation of calm focus and vitality. The purpose is to establish a more balanced and healthy hormonal environment, which is necessary for retaining vigor, mood, and mental clarity. But the psychological benefits might be the most revolutionary. The horse stance teaches the extreme act of stillness under pressure in a world that pushes us to move faster swiftly and be continuously busy. Your initial impulse will be to quit as you hold the stance and your muscles start to tremble. This is the key moment. You are educating your mind by making the choice to remain, take deep breaths, and keep calm. Your nervous system is learning that you can put up with discomfort without getting concerned. This is resilience, and you will be able to utilize it long after the 2 minutes have passed. The parasympathetic nervous system, which opposes the fight or flight instinct, is stimulated by the practice of focusing on your breath, a calm inhale and a leisurely exhale. This form of active meditation produces a strong sensation of inner strength and balance. Lastly, the practice's accessibility is the biggest factor for its popularity. Regular exercise is the best, and the horse stance eliminates practically all hurdles. It only takes a few minutes and doesn't require acquiring any equipment or driving to a gym. It may be done in your living room, kitchen, or even office. To start comfortably, set your feet nearly twice as far apart as your shoulders and point your toes slightly outward. As if you were ready to sit on an invisible chair, softly descend your hips while keeping a straight back and an uplifted chest. Go just as low as is steady and comfortable for you. To preserve the joint, your knees must track in the same direction as your toes. Start by focusing on calm, deep breaths while holding for around 30 seconds. You may gradually lengthen your time as you get stronger. But a word of caution. You should consult your doctor before beginning if you have recently had surgery on your back, knees, or hips, or if you have uncontrolled high blood pressure or acute joint pain. The consistency of this exercise is what gives it its effectiveness. The loss of your strength, equilibrium, and independence is not inevitable, even if aging is a biological process. You have the potential to alter it, starting with modest but sensible acts. One of such poses is the horse stance.